What's up, guys? Lewin here at Garageband and Beyond for Guitar Tuesday. Yeah, Guitar Tuesday, sweet. So I'm going to be talking to singer-songwriters out there today. I'm going to be talking about my very, very favorite small PA system, which, if you haven't figured out from the title by now, is the Fishman SA220. This is the one that I own personally, and I use it all the time. The biggest surprise about this thing for me, as someone who's owned a ton of big PAs, I've owned big PAs and small PAs, this thing, I have yet to find a situation that my band has been put in where it doesn't do the job. And that includes playing outdoors. We have totally used this outside for large events, and it worked, I'm talking like large, like 150, 200 people. But we were outside, we were on a little stage, and everybody could hear everything, and it was awesome. So the nice thing about this, one of the best things about this is that it's been discontinued. So that means that it's for sale used on eBay. You can find them pretty inexpensively. Like when they're brand new, I bought this one for about like $850, somewhere $900, I think. But then I have looked today on eBay, knowing that they have discontinued this particular model, and I was seeing them for around $500 to $600, somewhere in there. So the fact that you can't buy them new anymore unless you can find one that didn't get sold yet, which is still very possible. It's February 2017, so farther in the future this will not make any sense, will not be true. But they just discontinued this, so there are a few of them still in the box. So you might be able to find a brand new one. But basically, it sounds awesome. Just so you know, this is my little Journey Instruments guitar. This is the RT410, and I will be making a review of this guitar. But I wanted to use it just as an example of just sort of a basic guitar that's designed for singers and songwriters. If you're a singer-songwriter looking for a cool guitar, this is one to check out. But, so we're going to go across the front and just talk a little bit about some of the features that are on this that make it extra cool. I'm going to turn it just so I can see it. So across the, at the top, master volume, gain knob for the channel 1, which is the guitar, high, mid, and low EQ, which is really nice. The anti-feedback knob on this is probably one of the best ones I've ever encountered. If you don't know, an anti-feedback knob is basically a big, deep notch filter. So it has a big scoop, and so when you get feedback, you just turn it until that feedback goes away, which is how it's set now. But if I turn it back, right, and then right there it goes away. Right there. Hear that? It's my PA's best imitation of Chewbacca. So the notch filter, super nice. The anti-feedback thing works really, really well. And then the other thing that it has that I don't use a ton, but I do occasionally use it, especially if I'm doing solo work, I will use the reverb on the vocals and the guitar, of course. It has 4 settings of reverb. This one, longer, even longer, and the longest, which is quite long. So I usually just set it on number 1, and then I sort of, just dial it back so it's not too obvious. The other nice thing about it is that it has phantom power. So like when I use this with my band Sparkle Pony, we use a large condenser microphone. So I just, we use one large condenser, hit the phantom power, find the notch filter, get that thing going. And it's super, super easy, especially if you're like a one microphone band. Oh my gosh, this thing totally rocks for bluegrass, folk, and country. Anything, anything really. I mean, if you do like acoustic rock, you can obviously use this thing. But yeah, it's 2 channels. It has an auxiliary input, so if you have an external mixer or something, you can get more channels running into it, which I do sometimes when I have more people and I want more people to be able to plug in. I have a small 4-channel mixer, and it just goes into the aux input, and there's actually a volume control for that, which is really cool. It also has a phase switch, so like I'll just push it so you can hear, do you hear that? Big difference in the phase. And this is, mostly just to accommodate different rooms, different spaces. If you have multiple microphones going, like if you had 2 58s going and you were finding that you had a phase issue, you just hit this button, and it will clean that issue up, which is super nice, and something you do not see on PA systems very often is the phase button. It's a pretty simple little PA, but you know, when you consider the fact that this thing, its stand and the bag all together weigh 35 pounds, you can sling the whole thing over your shoulder, so you can, like, it's one trip from the car to the gig with this. You can even, like, there's a spot for a mic stand on the side of the case, which is totally awesome. And yeah, guitar in one hand, PA in the other hand, leave the car, get into the venue, set it all up within minutes. I mean, it literally takes you 5 minutes tops to set this up. I mean, it's a stand, you stick the thing on the stand, you plug it in, you plug your stuff in, done deal. And it's also, you know, so on the other end of it, getting out of there is super quick too. If you need to leave your gig super fast, this thing cleans up, and I've done that. This thing cleans up really, really quickly and gets you out of the house or gets you out of the venue quickly if you need to. I'm just gonna play a little something, maybe sing a little bit for you guys. In July, many years ago, I drove my truck through the mountains of Colorado, and I saw things I had never seen. Miles of wild, free forest, mountain lakes, blue-green. And I drove down that road to a place I never thought I'd ever go. I walked down that street, met people that I never thought I'd meet. Life was fun when I was free, a person that I never thought I'd be. Life was grand for a while. I know that it's totally hard to like get an accurate sense of what it sounds like. This is just me recording this PA in a room, which isn't, you know, this is the only way I could do it. But, you know, I'll tell you right now that these, what are there, 6 little speakers? 6 speakers and a tweeter in the middle, which does have a volume control. For guitar, absolutely plenty of low end, more low end than you would need for an acoustic guitar. I can definitely vouch for that. And with the bluegrass band that I play with and that single microphone, we do have an upright bass player, and I was thoroughly impressed with the amount that I could hear the bass, not only that's mostly because the microphone rocks, but the amount of bass that this was able to reproduce. I think you might get like a sense that like these tiny little speakers aren't going to put out any low end, but it's totally not true. They do put out low end. Not a ton of it, obviously, and that's why the newer model of this has an optional sub that you can buy with it, and it plugs in all that kind of stuff. But I haven't really felt like I want another piece of equipment to bring and to carry and to load in and all that stuff. This does everything I needed to for, you know, for acoustic gigs. Man, there's just nothing better if you're doing like small venues, medium venues, occasional outdoor weddings and stuff like that. Hands down, the best PA that I've ever owned, and I highly recommend you guys checking it out. So, you know, that's basically it for today. Wanted to keep it simple and easy, but show you something that I don't normally show. PA systems are a weird thing to record live, but totally valuable. And I'm glad that I've had the reverb on the whole time now. I'm just realizing, oh shoot, the reverb's on. So, the SA220 by Fishman, man, it is a sweet, sweet thing. This is a beta 58 in case everybody cares about that, which I like as well. You know, updated version of the old 58. Yeah, and this guitar has a nice pickup in it as well. I can't remember exactly what it is. If you're curious, just check out the Journey Instruments website. I'll leave a link below for this guitar because it is super sweet. By far one of my favorite little guitars. This thing in the room has one of the most, like, as soon as I pulled this out of the case and started playing it, I was totally blown away. I was like, wow, that thing sounds amazing. Like for the first hour, I just kept going, I don't get it. I don't get it. How is it such a good guitar? It's the RT410. Check it out. I think that's about it for now, you guys. I hope you had a great day. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave your comments below and hit the subscribe button. Please check out all the other videos that I've made because there's tons of them here and I would love it if you checked them out. Share them with your friends because I'm sure your friends would like it. And I think that's about it. So, peace.